Here we go, Baruch Hashem. We're in a little bit of a better setting than yesterday. B'siyata d'shmayis. We ended off yesterday discussing how Yeshua had the power to stop the sun. We quoted the pasuk in Tehillim that the sun, mi mizrach shemesh ad miva'oi, the sun is mehulal, is praising Hashem as it travels throughout the sky. And from here, Shimshon Pincus quoted a medrash which taught us that how did Yeshua stop the sun? How was he able to? It doesn't say that he told the sun to stop, but rather it says Yeshua told the sun to be doimim, to be quiet. Because the reality of the matter is that when the sun is stopped talking, whatever that means, it stopped. What does that mean? Explains the Shimshon Pincus. This is the concept of Perek Shira. How every creation in the entire world praises God. That is their very life source of the sun, of the moon, of the animals, of the plants. From the smallest creation to the largest creation is praising Hashem. Shahashira atzmai, that song, praise itself, is ma'ayan hachayim, the wellspring of life. V'hashoisik milakales, and if someone is quiet from praising LaKadosh Baruch Hu, what happens? The sun stops. The sun's entire essence ceases to exist when it doesn't praise Hashem. Ma'abed, one loses as shoyrish mitziusa, his very life source, umekar chayiv. So how important is praising Hashem? And of course he quotes all the psukim in Tehillim that it's not only the sun and it's not only the creations, it's people as well. Gam b'nei Adam neurim, we also have to praise Hashem. And this is our very life source. So if we ever wonder, we have Sukkah de Zimra, we have countless praises, and it's enough already. I said thank you and move on. The answer is, it's our very life source. We're plugging in, we're constantly recharging our batteries each time we thank Hashem, each time we praise Hashem. And he continues and he says, just like the sun has a different shira to the grass, to the moon, to the animals, so too each and every person, each individual, me and you and the guy next to you, every person has his unique way of praising to Hashem. And he says, therefore, of course, a tzaddik has a different level of praise than a regular person, and a regular person different than the guy next to him, and one who struggles, and one who gets better, and one who davens, and one who learns. Every person's praise is unique. But now we arise at a fabulous point. And he continues and he says the following. I'd like to read you a few words. He says that praise is not only in quality, but it's also in quantity. And he says this is doima, this is comparable la'anak, to a giant. Asher ein dai loi b'mana ketana. A giant can't eat what regular people eat. Ke'adam ragil, like a regular person. A giant has to eat a lot more. We could use an athlete. We could use a swimmer. We know the thousands of calories they need to consume to keep their active and working body in shape, just to burn the fuel that they need. Kivin shegadalu, he's larger. Yoser tzarich ulamazin, he needs more sustenance to keep his soul alive. Says of Shimshon Pincus, v'chein be'inyan hatishbachis. So too when it comes to praises. Since what is praise, we're finally understanding. It's v'yoinek u'mekar chayim. It's plugging us into Hashem. It's constantly giving us life. Kol sha'adam gadol yoser. Every person that is greater has to be mayrich, has to lengthen even more his shirais, his tishbachais. Why? Because the more he praises Hashem, the more he connects and cleaves to him. So now, what do we finally understand? We finally understand something that we've been taught since we are children. David HaMelech is waking up in the middle of the night. His harp is playing, and he's sitting there and he's singing and he's composing Tehillim, the priceless and timeless words that we have until today. And I'm sure at times you think, really? That's what's such a big deal? What, waking up at 1 a.m. and singing a song to Hashem? Sit down and learn a black Gemara. The answer is no, because the very creation, the very way of connecting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is through those praises. So David HaMelech is like that giant, and he has to fuel himself constantly more and more and more praises. Chevra.